It feels heavy. My problem is that I was in the gym when I went to the convention step and weight, so I was like, oh, throw more weight on the bar. And I was used to get this weight for 4, and I got it for like 2, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I was like, hey, it's good I haven't watched the finale. How bad you make it seem episode 7 was good.
Hello, please sit down and get ready. All right, on page 46, chapter 8. We'll spend 15 minutes to finish the topic. Then we go to chapter 7. How do you estimate capital and operating costs for your 2 projects? First, a review. MACRX. How do you speed up the cost recovery? Accelerate the cost recovery system. Here's a concept of property class for all the property except rental building, apartment, real estate, called personal property. A few items you need to notice. Your car is 5-year property class. Computer, 5-year property class. Process equipment, 7-year property class. 2 more things. All the ACRS assume a 0 salvage value. For personal property, process equipment, half-year convention. Look at page 47. Seven-year property class. That is for your 2 projects, process equipment. Mid-year convention means you depreciate the declining value of the property 1 year longer. 1 to 8. You pay attention to the last few number, 8.93, 8.92, 8.93. Which is which? I think this is somewhat arbitrary. You change some year to 3, some year to 2. Make sure the sum is 100%. That's all it is. Okay? You look at it 6.55. How come this 6.56? 100%. Log of error. Okay? Look at here, 5.91, 5.91, 5.91, 5.90. You might think it's strange. No special reason. Log of error. You can adjust this number, making the sum 100%. For process equipment, 7-year property cost means year 1, mid-year convention started on July 1st to December 31st. Year 8, January 1st to June 30. So, the sum of the two is 1 whole year of depreciation. In the middle, 2 to 7, 6 full year of depreciation. Sum is 7. Okay? Now go to page 48. For the computer example, computer is 5-year property cost. Depreciate over 6 years, 1 year longer. ACRS method always depreciate 1 year longer than the property cost. Year 1, July 1, December 31st. Year 6, January 1st to June 30. And 0 salvage. So, what is the allowable depreciation? This computer original value 10,500. You copy down the percentage. 5-year property cost, 20, 32, 19.2, and so on. That is this. What would be the annual depreciation times original value $10,500, 20%, 32%, so on. That is this number. Allowable depreciation for the computer example, we went through many times. Now let's compare. Mid-year convention, computer depreciating over 6 years, 5-year property cost, 0 salvage. Streamline salvage value given by the problem. Double discounting balance, transition to streamline, salvage. SOYD, sum of the year digit, 500. So double discounting balance is the only one that doesn't get the salvage. ACRS also get the value at 0. Computer is 5-year property cost, depreciation over 6 years, 1 to 6. Year 1 is only half a year. Year 6, half a year. In the middle, 4 years. You compare different depreciation. For full year depreciation, ACRS in the early years allow faster cost recovery, larger depreciation. That's why we favor this method. Why? Larger depreciation, less taxable income. You pay less income tax. Your after-tax income larger. Okay? That is this. Now, go to page 50, and there's a website textbook written by Professor Paul, Auburn University. I think he retired. You can get all the number, 10,500, salvage 500, 5 year, half year depreciation, double declining balance. You get a depreciation. And this ACRS always drop to 0 salvage. Now, let's look at one example. Go back to page 48. Real property. You do not need that for the project. You do not need that for the depreciation assignment. You need that for the income tax assignment later. Rental property, apartment. Real property. Look at page 48. This real property is straight line depreciation. You are allowed 27.5 years for residential real property, not rental property. How do you count 27.5? Okay, watch here. This has a special requirement, mid-year convention. Month. Do you own a residential rental property in March or October, mid-month convention? How do we get those percentage? What do they mean? You go to page 50. $27.5 depreciation, straight line, 0 salvage. Straight line depreciation is Original value minus salvage value, 27.5 years. This is 0. Mid-month convention. That is the difference between personal property such as computer, car, process equipment. This is mid-month convention. Here's one example. Miss Work bought a house October 1. Mid-month convention means you can only start to claim depreciation in the middle of the month of October 16 to December 31st on year 1. Mid-month convention means you bought a property say October 25th. You can backdate your depreciation to October 16th. Mid-month convention. Always start on year 1, middle of the month. So, you bought it October 10, you cannot depreciate it until October 16. You bought October 25th, you can start depreciation October 16. That's what mid-month convention is. Now, why does depreciate over 29 years instead of 27.5 years? Let's look at the logic. Year 1, October 16 to October 31st, 2.5 months. 2.5 months over 12, number of year, and 1 year, suppose your original value 100%. Over 27.5 years, 39, that is your annual depreciation percentage. Whole year, straight line, 0 salvage. That is your depreciation percentage. Times October 16 to December 31st, 2.5 months. Now let's go to 29. You want to make up to 27.5 years. This is 2.5 years, 2.5 months. Here you need 3.5 months. Sum is half a year. That's why year 29, January 1st to April 15. 3.5, 2.5. Sum of year 1 and 29 represent a whole year, half year depreciation. How about in the middle? 2 to 28, January 1st, December 31st, that's 27 calendar years. So, 100% straight line, whole year depreciation, 3.636. Year 1, 0.758. Year 29, 1.061. Now, come back to page 48. This was bought October 1st, right? Month placed in service, October 1st. What is the annual depreciation allowed? We just did it. We just did it on page 50. 0.758, 3.636, 1.061. 0.758, 3.636, 1.061. Now in the middle, you say, how come I'm 6, I'm 7? This 7 is purposely changed to make this sum to 100%. Okay? So that is what residential real property. Non-residential months placed in service. Now, this allows 39-year SL depreciation. And we will give you example after we finish chapter 7. Okay? And before I assign the homework, for the last set of homework. Okay? So, that is the end. Your income tax consideration are finished after teaching you how to estimate process, equipment costs, operating costs. Okay? So now, turn to chapter 7. Chapter 7 is very, very challenging to write. I keep changing the content. Over the last week, I finally decided how to finish the rest. Now, let's look at beginning page 38. References. Peter Timmerhouse, West, 2003. That is the primary references. 5th edition. All 3 gentlemen are resting in heaven. So my God here no longer take care of the book. No more new edition. But we need some cost correlation from the book. You can contact me. How do you know they have cost correlation? You will know it because you want to Excel send it to you. I tell you they have a cost correlation. Okay? 1991, that's the early edition. Number 4, this, I would say, don't quote me. Real bad book. Just don't quote me, all right? Because I don't want to offend this VIP. He was CTO of Honeywell. Now he's retired. Sununu, he had the paper edition published in UK. I changed some content, put his name first. Make sure you publish in the US edition. Now, they claim to be the latest book, but in this book, there's no use for cost correlation for process equipment. None. Now, if you sell a textbook to university students, you don't have cost correlation. What do? Well, he said he emphasized Aspen process APEA. Last semester, some student hit in Aspen do cost estimation. That's from here. I will explain to you for the purpose of our cost estimation. You cannot and should not use that. I was planning to write a summary, what are the major content of this thing. Finally decided I will refer to the training manual for this. Because they are doing different type of cost correlation, not good for our purpose. Now, look at page 39. Reference 5. This is a great book. No longer in print, but you want to buy a copy, I might just pay Professor P.T. Vasudevan, pay you some shipping costs. Here it says, I send it to your student for free. I might do that in the coming weeks. He is a good friend of mine now, and he is the author Econ Expert, online costing software. You are using that, but the detail in this book. Number 6 is early edition. Professor Ulrich is resting in heaven. Number 8, University of Pennsylvania. This book includes a lot of cost correlation. I have given you the link, Excel, UPenn cost correlation. I will show you how to use it. Occasionally, you might refer to that for cost, because other reference doesn't have it. Now, I got to draw number 9. This, University of West Virginia. They have a cost correlation called ChenCost. They claim the latest textbook. There are lots of correlation. I will explain to you good, bad, and ugly. Okay? So, those are reference books. Now, let's get started. Go to page 2. Your project is a battery limit facility or addition, revamp and retrofit. You are not building a new plant. This is your design competition and some industrial project. If you are building a new plant from scratch, that's called grassroots facility. What is the difference? Look at figure on page 3. You are doing a solvent recovery in 1998 design competition. So, this is part a plant complex. Your surface facility, office, engineering, R&D, laboratory, library is there. Shipping and sale is there. Storage handling is there. Waste treatment disposal is there. Utility is there. So, this is your battery limit addition. Retrofit. If you are adding supporting utility, storage, handling, services, shipping and sale in a large grassroots facility, that is called grassroots plant. Okay? Now, in some textbook, there's a term inside the battery limit, ISBL. ISBL. All the other outside battery limit, OSBL. Are you clear? What's the difference? Now, here's the important subject now. What is total capital investment? When you divide the cash flow table in both projects, that include fixed capital investment, working capital investment. What is FCI? The money you need to run the plant. Raw material, supply, carry stock. Finished product in stock, not being sold yet. Semi-finished product continue to be made. Account receivable in the coming year. Cash reserve for monthly payment before you get operating income. And account payable, tax payable. So now, let's look at, you have installed process equipment auxiliary, that is FCI. WCI, in short, you open up a small business. You want to shut down in 5 years. You need money for the first year for raw material, produce the product, pay your account, pay your worker until you get the income. So that is essentially the cash reserve to run the business before getting income. So your mom gave you $50,000. Would that be enough to get you started? After 10 years, you still decide to sell the business or shut down the business. You recover this amount. So WCI working capital investment is recoverable at the end of project life. That is a crucial statement you need to remember. And not depreciable. WCI is not depreciable. Doesn't like process equipment getting old, facility go old, decline in value. Okay? So, TCI, money to build a plant, buy all the equipment. WCI, money to run the business. The sum is called TCI. Now, there's very important heuristic. WCI typically is 15% of TCI. That means this is 100%. This is 85%. This is 15%. Very important heuristic. Example, if there's a 387 million, WCI is 15% of TCI. You find out WCI is 68 million. Okay? With this, now here comes the part. Go back to your chapter 8. Let's cover two tables. Yeah, I find it. Page 62. Table figure 8.27. This is your 1998 design competition. You are asked to use SOYD depreciation, also ACRS depreciation. Let me explain to you how each item works. This, in fact, is TCI. Total capital investment is FCI plus WCI. 85%, 15%. And this is not depreciable. After this figure and next figure, we'll continue today to teach you how to find TCI. Once you have the number, you put that here. This annual operating costs, revenue, $9.7 million per year. That is your ACN TOL sales revenue after solvent recovery. 8,000 hours per year. So, before tax cash flow, that is revenue minus operating costs. So this is P minus Q minus O, sorry, minus O equal Q. 9.7 minus operating costs, revenue minus operating costs before tax cash flow. Making sense? Now, SOYD, I told you 20 year equal 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 19 plus 20. 210. Sum of the year digit. Multiplier. 1 over 210, 2 over 210, 20 over 210. If you use this number, you get more accurate answer than your decimal point because that is involved. Round out. Why? 0.0404 multiplied by 2 should be 96, right? Not 95, doesn't matter. Now, how do you get depreciation? Depreciation equal FCI times SOYD multiplier. FCI times SOYD multiplier. That means TCI times 185 times so how do you get this number? 470,070 equal TCI 5.805085 times 85%. This gives you FCI times 20 over 210. That is his term. How about that term? The same. Let's do it. 5.805085 times 0.85 times 1 over 210. That is this. Double, triple, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 20 times. Right? You go this backward. Taxable income, Q minus T, Q minus S, I'm sorry. Oh, Q minus S equal T. Q minus S equal T. Right? Taxable income, multiply this by 0.28, 28%. After tax cash flow, V equal Q minus U. Before tax cash flow, minus income tax, after cash flow. Real return for all this, IRR. Now, let me find the page for you. Yeah, here, page 21. Watch here. Minus different income. You want to find rate of return, ROR. That gives you the I% interest rate at which present worth of benefit minus present worth of cost equals 0. You know this number? All you need, you do this in Excel, right? This number, ROR or IRR, the same thing. B2 to B7, 0.4 is estimate of ROR, not necessary. Write in your Excel table, write down this equal IRR, right? V your V Here. V0 to V20. That will give you 72%. Okay? Very simple. And you have more detail. I will read through this detail one by one for you. Now, with that, another table. '63. You are asked to do also using MACRS. Seven-year property cost depreciate over 8 years. Okay, so you look at this. This is copied down from previous page. Depreciation. Now your depreciation is TCI times 85%. FCI times MACRS percent. Your project has a project life of 20 years. What do you do after year 8? No more depreciation. What does that mean? You do not need 20 years to recover all your FCI, process equipment costs. In 8 years, you fully recover the process equipment costs. Okay? So, the remaining depreciation 0. That is your second method for 1998 design competition. Any question? Oh, okay, now I'm done with this chapter 7 for now. Get back to chapter 8. Let's see where we stopped at. Okay, remember WCI is not depreciable. You recover at the end of your project life. Look at here. Sorry, go back to page 62 of chapter 8. Year 20 and all the project life. Revenue plus WCI cost recovery. So that is $9.7 million plus 15% of TCI. That's why this number is larger. You want to fully understand this step by step or explain down here. Step by step or explain down here. I just explained it myself. Okay. Chapter 3, the 4. Let's take a break.
It's us. This is a collaborative
Is it something you can start now, or should I just wait till you go to class so I can I feel I'm typing on it right now, so I and then
Okay, but like,
Oh, it's so
I have no idea. I don't know anyone else in my school. On Tuesday, we've never met. Oh,
they make
Is this on
We're gonna leave. Yeah, do you wanna leave? Yes.
I didn't take this when I was like an hour and a half, so like maybe that didn't instruct me. Like maybe they're expecting me to have like some background.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna head out. Oh my god,
I'm Wednesday worship, so I'm with them.
oh my god.
Is this still the ancient website? I want you to I want to see I promise you it's just Is it not small for the? Where do you grab it? Or what's this? Is it really just like?
It's like why
Does he want you to put 0? Just like 0.3.
Oh wait, his answer worked.
It's gonna It took it like 2.5 years or something. Not allowed to class.
Where are you hiding from? There's a lot of guesses I have.
If you do,
Did it happen to be a topic of conversation a few days ago?
it's not that hard.
Okay, yeah, then that's okay. My guess was either that or not.
Like on the actual cell you tried.
You did try to hide it for like a year. Right now you're saying dude, you were the one that was in his lab.
Oh my god, stop.
What? Oh, that's cool. Why are you so horrified about that? Whoa! Why are you scared of the apartment that he goes with? Charleston is gorgeous.
You just copy and paste the cell. Because my kids have, however, they want like that computer trained engineers. We just gotta update. It's like old now. It's not that big. It's a big. Really? Or
I'll hope you house my dad. My dad's coming into town tonight. I previously was like asking him. We were gonna go downtown tomorrow. He was gonna drive up tomorrow, but he said because of all the snow, he thinks he wants to like come up tonight and then go back tomorrow. So he's like, yeah. So tell Hope I'm coming. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's where we'll be going. My friends are gonna go there. What do you mean? Outside? Yeah. We're gonna be inside.
Get out.
Have I? Yeah. No, I can tell when real life.
I'm glad to get all of them. She told me.
I can't do it.
I was watching it.
Oh my god. Some future man. I used to be the kid that they would put the distracting kids next to because I was so focused. And now I'm the kid who distracts.
I was about to say, you're about to be removed like till the back.
I'm gonna have to like go sit next to like
This comes out some.
You know, like the blinders they put on for like quizzes and things. You need one.
Do you have spring break yet? Spring break yet? I'm going to that one.
No, the most unwholesome one you can do.
Like the most like well-known like vibe.
Novels. I watched episode 7 and the speech was just like really
Oh, let's continue.
it was really poorly timed.
It never happened. He's stupid and he blames everything on my mom.
We'll talk about this in the next one.
Okay, chapter 7, page 4. Here's a concept we do not use in your project. Allocated fixed capital. Part of fixed capital investment. Remember, TCI 100%, FCI 85%, WCI 15%. If you are building a steam plant for a large plant complex, the output is being used by facility A, B, C. Each use different amount, A, B, C. If your steam plant $10 million to build it, what will be investment share for each facility, A, B, C? The ratio. You allocate 3 million to here, 3 million to here, 4 million to here. That's called allocated fixed capital. We don't use it in our project. We have only one retrofit. Okay, here comes the important part. What are the type of capital investment? AACE recommended practice. Primary characteristic, secondary characteristic, page 5. Class 1 is fully done, completed build, go through detailed contractor estimation. For our purpose, we're doing class 4, study of factor estimate. What is the maturity level of project definition? Up to 15%. How accurate is your estimate? Minus 25% to plus 30%. What do you need? What are the major equipment? Based on mass energy balances. That is your estimate simulation. What diagram do you need? Flow sheet. And this is what we are doing. Class 3. You need more accurate sizing of equipment layout, piping, instrumentation, electrical utility costs. In addition to plot flow diagram, vessel sketches, elevation diagram, and so on. This is called budget authorization estimate. This is called Aspen Plan Economic Analyzer. APEC does. Unfortunately, everything here is you cannot find out the assumption involved. You cannot find out where the database for their costs. So most likely, if you're a contractor, you work closely with Aspen Tech. You two exchange information of keeping all the internal information confidential to outsider. For university, for small company, using this, you can get some fancy table, but you don't know whether you're doing it correctly. And Aspen does not have the model for many common process equipment, such as catalytic reactor, mixer, to change that to a heat exchanger. So they want to change your process flow sheet equipment to their internal model. That process is called mapping. Mapping is a very troublesome step. To a new user, very challenging. That's why I finally decided in my book, I would drop it. I will only refer to 2 or 3 Aspen training courses. You want to learn it? Attend the training classes, okay? So, now let's focus on this. All right, keep going. Page 6. Class 2. What information do you need? You got all this here. You don't need to look at it yet. Go to page 7. This is very important. Look at page 8 first. Chemical Engineering Plant Cost Index, CEPCI. You look at some textbook, they said my cost correlation is based on 2018. That cost index 603. Peter Timmerhouse, based on 2003. Cost index based on 2002. In your project, we want you to report the cost for January 2026. What's the number? 818.4. How do you get this number? You want to know the cost index number? Email me. I get a free subscription for Chemical Engineering Magazine. I can get on their website to steal all the secret. Okay? So now, what's the concept of cost index? Cost in year A, 2018, January. Your cost, 2002. So, cost index in year A, 818.4. Year B, 395.6. If you go through the econ expert or Peter Timmerhouse, you have their cost. What is the current cost ratio of the two? Okay? So now, page 8. Another trouble I do not want to use Aspen Process Economic Analyzer. The current software is based on first quarter 2024. How about 2026, January? I do not have the number to scale up the cost. This is based on USA, UK, European Union, Japan, Middle East. They give you the index for material, construction, engineering, construction. Those are their internal index number. You want to know 2025, 2026, I don't have it. Everything is that's why I don't like it. All right. The next topic is important. Page 9. What type of equipment costs we are dealing with? The three types. FOB. What does FOB mean? Don't look at the notes.
What's the question?
What does FOB mean? Turn it around. That's the most basic equipment cost. You want to find a chemical reactor? FOB. The vendor will load the reactor to the truck. You pay for the shipping, insurance, and loading charges, insurance, everything. Free on board, nothing else. Equipment cost, delivered. Now, delivery equipment cost is FOB equipment cost times delivery factor. Heuristic is assuming 10% more. Exception, many exceptions, be flexible. You can change this number. If your equipment is shifting from Canada, you said 20% more. You just change this 1.20. Be flexible. Heuristic is 1.10. Okay? So, FOB delivered. The last one, install cost. Peter Timmerhouse. The book started in 1992, and then 2003, and then never. But that was the standard design textbook for years. This book, big, well-branded book. Depending on you're talking about solid processing, solid fluid processing, fluid processing. Deliver costs. Deliver costs. You want to install it, solid processing, multiplied by 1.45. The average of those three about 43% more. So, equipment install cost 43% more. And in a minute, we'll find out what cost correlation give to you. You need to go through delivery factor, install factor. 1.10, 1.43. All right, page 10. Now, this cost correlation came from reference 27, AIC chip design competition. Design pressure is 1.1 operating pressure of 50 psi plus operating pressure. Choose the greater one between the two. Design temperature 50 degrees F plus operating temperature, or minimum 600 degrees F. Choose the greater one. And this, in case you need to choose design temperature pressure. Now, the following two tables, people don't use that anymore. How do you adjust? Your view high equipment costs minus 80 degrees. You adjust that, what's correction factor? And those two tables all not used often. Okay, here's information. How do you find equipment costs? You have a computer, you can open up internet page, follow me. This is for those design projects. All right, you go to Google. The cell phone can do it also. You type ECONEXPERT, Econ Expert. Define econ expert. Now, here, econ expert, username VTYAL100, password VT14007, cost index 818.4. Come back. You click on here, latest version of Econ Expert. Oh, we got it right here. Click on here. VTYAL 100. What's the next one? Remember? VT14. You forgot? I forgot. I don't click that very often now. Here. VT14007. 818.4. Are you done before I go away? VTYAL 100. VT14007. 818.4. Sign in. 818.4. Okay, let's look at, okay, exchanger. Okay, share and queue. Okay, floating head. I have some heuristic section in the chapter teach you which type to choose. Floating head. It's typical. Your tube, one side is sealed to the wall, the other side is free to expand. Okay. Exchanger surface area 20. Purchase cost. Material factor, stainless steel on both sides. Okay. Pressure factor 20. Which side? Higher pressure, both sides. Okay. This is the cost, A1960. What do you mean by Bell module cost? I will explain the concept of Bell module in a minute. Any question? All right, now let me explain a few things more. And before we compare with other cost correlation. Sometimes you're working for a company, they have the cost for a reactor, maybe a 50 cubic meter. Now you want to build it 3 times bigger. $150. Okay. Capacity A over capacity B, 450 over 150. What is the value of N? Design cost factor, scaling up equipment. There's a reference 26. For 230 type of equipment and non-equipment, you find out the N value, N. Conventionally, this is 0.6. But this reference said, for 75 type of equipment, 0.6A is much better. Previously, this is called 6/10 rule. And this reference suggests it is 7/10 rule instead. Capacity ratio to the 0.7 power. Okay? Now, if you are building a large plant, large process, hydrocarbon processing is the magazine. They use the same type of capacity ratio. Their suggestion is 0.6 works well. Page 12. Where do you get process equipment costs? What are the good, bad, and ugly? I think today we have time to cover this as well. Peter, graphical textbook. You want to get this graphical correlation in case it's necessary, contact me. I scan it for you. This is 2004. Hey, Econ Expo, we love it. In the software, costing is 4,000. Now we scaled it up to A18.4, is that right? That is January 2026. In a minute, I show you matches. That's a graphical correlation. UPenn costing Excel 2018. This is 2022. They call matches UPenn costing Excel kept cost. I told you this book is very bad. Second time, don't quote me. They don't have anything. And they will sell the university textbook, troublesome. Right? And they're not willing to quote or use publicly available correlation. They just want to sell their own textbook. What do? You are the textbook author. So they become tricky. They say I need to use Aspen Process Economic Analyzer. That is, that's not good when you try to sell textbook. I cannot say that in front of Dr. Toller. He invited me to UOP, Honeywell to get talk. I went there too, so he knows me. Okay, but you guys don't quote me, all right? This economic analysis. Now, for the whole the same cost. First, page 13. I'm going to go through the cost listed in the table. Explain to you good, bad, and ugly. This is textbook, contact me for information. Purchase cost, floating head heat exchanger, tube diameter carbon steel, material factor for stainless steel, material factor 3.0. Surface area 20 square meter is right here. Determine your pressure, okay, for page 14. Not yet. This textbook, not done yet. Effect of 2OD on purchase cost. OD on purchase cost. Adjustment. So, the base case right here. Tube length on purchase cost. So now, for 5 meter long tube, 1 inch OD, floating head, A18.4 cost index. So, you want 1 inch OD, tube diameter, 1 inch OD. 1.06, this is material factor. And this is tube OD. Length. Now, after that, all of this, you get this. Base cost. So, this is a purchase cost. Base cost, 7,000. Pressure factor, 1.06. Material factor, 3. Tube OD, tube length factor. Cost ratio, this is purchase cost. Delivery factor 1.1. Installation factor 1.43. The number you have 79,786. Guthrie is a very famous man. You're going to see that in the next section. Install cost has another name. Bill module cost. So you go back to page 11. Bill module cost. It's called install cost, you can't expert. That's the number you use your design report. Now, you can expert, we did that, right? We found the cost, right? We did that. In a minute, we'll use a table to compare. Okay, page 15. Install cost of Bell module cost equal purchase equipment cost, FOB, CP. Typically carbon steel, low to modest design pressure. CPM equal CP time F Bell module cost A. This is called Bell module factor. So you look at this cost. 13627 CP. Bell module cost times F Bell module cost A. That is approximately 6.0. You don't need to remember this, all will be in the Excel, in the table. So, now, all those carbon steel, low to modest pressure, stainless steel, that's a material factor 3. Okay? Material factor 3. So, CBM, bill module cost, or install cost, equal purchase cost, CP, times FBMA. This bill module factor, that is approximately 6. Okay, page 16, matches. Let's look at this. Get on internet, okay? I did give you the link. Let's see. You probably use it only once. Just see it once. Here we go. Mattresses. Here we come. Okay, so now they do not have all the equipment. You can put on here, exchange it. Share and tube, floating head, small. $215.3. Equal 20 meters square. Stainless steel. Operating pressure or something different. Let's see. This thing I'm not choosing a stainless steel 316. Where's stainless steel 316? Okay, here we go. Still something missing. Doesn't matter. That is cost 2024. Okay. Now, I know one of the University of Colorado, I think. After the Professor Peter Timmerhouse West went to the heaven, the new design professor chose this online free correlation to teach design classes, to share this with me. I just showed you the existence. Do you want to use it? Hell no. Okay? Now, next, I did not change it, sorry. This one I did. I don't know how come this number is different from my notes right now. I need to double check. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a medium size or something. Not double pie, share until floating head medium. Yeah! I got it. Share until floating head medium size. That's the same as the notes. Okay, so now the next one. This is U pain. The textbook gives the following correlation. Pressure factor, material factor, installation factor, base cost. Okay? You plug in all the number. $90553. Okay, let's go to the email I sent you about U-Pen costing Excel. Why do you need to know this? I will show you an Excel. Okay. All right. Come here. Desktop. U-Pen costing. I have it. Yeah. Where is the money? Name. What is, yeah, here it is. Did I send it to you? Okay. First thing you do is move this to the right. What is summary page? Okay. What is what do I find that removing all that? Now here, I was able to do it. I need to move this to the very left to see the clean up the page. Where do I find it? Are you able to do it? Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Are you able to move to the summary page and removing everything? Then you open it. Did someone come here to help? You come here. What? I need to get back to the page. I can allow me to remove everything, clean up. I cannot do it. It's not on the summary page. Summary page on the very left. I cannot go in.
Is there supposed to be something that's further left?
Yeah. Can you just keep going like that?
It seems to be as far as goes. That's column 8, so it looks like it's...
Oh, well, we'll have to do that later then. We'll have to do that later. Maybe too late. Aha. Yeah, I got this exchanger. Aha. I got this page, but I don't know where to remove it. Clean up this for a new page. Anyway, this your page 18, all right? When I fix it, I'll show you on Monday. Now, go to page 19. I did send you an Excel today. Here, tech cost 2017. Excel, I did send that to you. Okay. All right. This you see on page 19, remove all equipment. Add equipment. Key exchanger. Next, share and tube. Floating head. Next, 20, 21. Finish. Material constructions. Stainless steel. Finish. Twenty 20. This is the camp cost. Now, let's go back to your notes. This important one. Page 19. Toller, he has a correlation regardless fixed tube, U-tube, floating head. For all heat exchanger, he give a simple correlation. So, you multiply by pressure factor 1.06, material factor 3.0, ratio of cost index, that is the purchase cost. Page 20. This will educate us which one to use, what to trust. Table 7.7. Install cost. Purchase cost. Assumption. measure material. Peter Timmerhouse, that's graphical. Include tube length factor. You can include all others do not have it. And the cost varies. 80, 123K. My goodness, 380K, 245K. My ask question to you is, which one to use, which one to trust? Different sources of equipment costs include different costing assumption, the different costs. So you should use at least 2 different sources to confirm your estimate costs are close to each other. Now, this took me 2 weeks to compile. I sent you this. Process equipment cost sources. Open up the Excel. I consider auxiliary facility, conveyor, crusher, milling, grinding size, motor or drive, power recovery machinery, evaporator, vaporizer, crystallizer, drying, furnace, okay, want you to look at first say you are no. First column, that's a textbook 2004. They include all the costs. Can you find those plots in Econ Expert? Yes, yes, yes. So you don't need to worry about that. Tech costs, nothing. You cannot find any of those costs, crusher, and so on. Cider, in the book, they have a couple of cost correlation, but they did not include that in the UPenn costing Excel. Graphical correlation. Peter Timmerhouse West. That is the design textbook. You see some equipment cost mentioned here, figure number, page number, you don't have the book, contact me. Aspen Process Economic Analyzer to map the cost to their own model. Right here. Okay, so now, how do I move this? Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Here, change it. Textbook. Can you get it from Econ Expert? Yes. Textbook. Can you get it from Check Cost? Can you get that from UPenn Costing Excel? Now, you see here, I have something extra in the textbook, graphical correlation. You don't get it from anywhere, it's colorful, emphasizing. And that. Now you want more? Storage vessel. So you do the same thing. This Excel took me 2 weeks to compile. Where can you find the cost correlation? In software tool, Econ Expert, Check Cost, Excel, graphical, Aspen. Okay, so mixer, where do you find the cost? Okay? Compressor. So this is our information that summarizes for you where do you find the cost. 2 weeks to compile. You know that? Okay, that's it. So, let me see. Take 10 minutes break. I'm going to finish about 5:15 or so. Take 10 minutes break.
He's like doesn't that. He goes on that Michael Phelps. What? Yeah, it's but
Winter Olympics starts next week. No, I'm saying Winter Olympics.
what's 20 more minutes? Yeah, I'll probably get through.
I can easily read it.
I got you. I know my shirt. Great. You guys too?
I said you something important.
It's the most important part. You get to hear him say, he said he's giving us projects. He said he's like, you straight. He's absolutely checking. It's important for us. don't know how to play checkers. Two types of there's forwards and then there's back.
Oh, you're dating your car?
What else do you have?
My roommate. My roommate. My roommate lost an It's like a. It's a tall. I don't know. Classic. I also have a Snow Joe. We get a Snow Joe.
There's gotta be. I saw someone just bang on the ice too. It was just like
I haven't grown.
I went to F45 today and I because I have no water because I left my water bottle. You have like a I didn't eat before because I woke up late and I was like I just gotta go. I've seen you use like the cardio rank. Yeah. Minute repeats of push-up burpees. And I literally started seeing stars. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Also, I get
yeah, it's taken way too long.
going up against like
I'm waiting on
going
my.
up here in a group with like and usually my friends have like the random person and she walks in and she's like it's not first 45 class like and she's like actually you don't really know like what to expect.
I can already tell
This
you
girl
that.
wasn't Olympic athlete. I was like, are you kidding me? I think she's a gymnast.
That was
She was like jacked. She was really
big
good. I can't stop.
They still host the basketball.
You look like you're about to run away.
Area or they host it down?
At war.
Blue had a similar.
How is it?
Right. She went on the run. I like. She would pass her. The blue would just.
Nice.
That was pretty far.
How does that feel?
But that's always the I will go running on my first Huckleberry Trail.
And then like nothing happened.
But now something happens.
But then like yeah, stuff like my exercises.
Life is a competition.
That's gotta feel kind of good.
We should go for a run sometime. I'll win.
You're the one who asked.
I mean, you do most of the time.
We should play pickleball sometime.
I will play pickleball.
I brought paddles.
Really?
Yeah. I have 4.
Are you for it?
Why are you saying really?
The subtle motion.
It just seems like a random thing to have.
Like before
There's a little.
I would like it to be.
it's a like climb.
Yeah, but then I played it.
Yeah.
Push ups.
Alright, so who's the fourth?
Yoga. But I can't do all of it. Yeah. I was doing
I'll take it. And so did I.
What do you think?
I had a throw tennis career 2 years ago. And then I decided my siblings needed a sport to play. So
Are you talking about the yoga pose? Yeah, chaturanga is you hold it at the bottom.
my brother has a friend who plays basketball. And whenever he comes home for break, he'll like rally.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't play on tennis that often. But they'll then come back to our house and play ping pong, and I swear I like started screaming their heads off how to play.
Other than ping pong, they want the button. No, my mom was really good.
So every time we go home, she's
Are you not looking for appointments right now? Just with
then she takes me to a 110-degree hot.
I don't think there's a
Yeah, it's got like a whole sauna system. And you go in there, you just sweat for like an hour. It's pretty sad.
I was gonna say go.
Well, it's better because it's in North
I don't
Carolina.
know if they definitely. It's like an indoor place, so they've brought goats there. That would be pretty funny if they did.
This is cool.
They've done it here. There was one at like Moss Art Center, which isn't called Moss Art
If you
Center.
like
No, it's outside of Milan.
they have all you can eat crab on certain days.
I feel like I saw the sign.
Yeah, they did. I hate eating crab. What did Moss do?
I like it.
I need a car.
Yeah, look at this.
I don't have one. You know what I'll do? I'll get one of like those little like battery control ones that like locates drive around.
That's what I do.
Oh, it's good.
I'm gonna be living right on it. That's what I do. Real lump sum? That's what I It's up to you. You want to go make some money? Shark Center.
That's a little
I'm not selling my car.
You don't have to pray. You can act
Why does everything have to be about me? So if you're looking for 7,000, sorry, I was spacing out.
Well, I think you're
I was just making direct eye contact with him as I was here.
So like do you have like a, I guess other than like a private bank?
Hey Tristan.
Anything else that's private?
Well, we have a couple.
Oh, it's like a basement. Like,
Yeah. There's like a whole kitchen.
So that house is 2 kitchens. So that's kind of nice.
It is. It's kind of like so we go downstairs. It's like a whole section.
So do they not come downstairs, but you can go upstairs?
They have their own little room. They're not.
Dude, I have a crazy question. If my mom was your mom, whose mom would you love more?
I thought you said you wanted to grow attached to him.
Well, yes. What did you just say?
If my mom was your mom,
I do, but not for 3 years. I guess
Wait, but who's your mom?
You look
Your
distressed.
mom, his mom, or your former mom?
Well, I guess the mom that I grew up with, which would be your mom.
yeah, I mean,
I guess that's up to interpretation.
yeah. What about you? If my mom was your mom and your mom was my mom, whose mom would you love more?
Probably neither. No, I was never even thought of the question remotely similar to that. Okay. That's pretty good. What would you say?
Obviously, like it's your mom. Like,
I don't even know which one you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
My mom. My mom right now.
so former mom.
Your former mom.
So
I know that.
okay, so
I'm talking about the real world right now.
yeah.
My mom or your mom?
In the real world right now, if your mom was my mom, I would love your mom more.
Yeah, okay.
That's the correct answer.
Because then that would just be your mom.
Yeah.
But did it change today, or did you grow up with?
Boy, you grow up.
Well then, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even know my mom. Yeah. The mom that I know now.
The new mom.
The new mom I would have got. I've had like 23 years of experience.
That kind of sounds really long. Well, I'll keep it like that.
You said long. Sounds old. Literally since day one. 23 and probably add 9 to 10 months on.
Okay, let's continue.
Well, I was actually born it's in pregnancy
Page 21. In the summary Excel, Econ Expert give you the most online data. FOB purchase equipment costs. Cap costs, UPen costing Excel, give less online data. Okay? And you want to know where to find different costs? Or Excel summary give you different type of process equipment. Now, how do you do the study estimate, factor estimate? There are two types. Land type, equipment costs, total equipment costs, times the land factor. What's the land factor? Next page. Solid processing, solid fluid processing, fluid processing, for fixed capital investment, for total capital investment. That is regardless of equipment type. That's not the one we are using. People don't use that anymore. The second type, on page 21, you have exchange type, you have equivalent multiplier, you have vessel multiplier. That is called hand type. Hand is a person's name. Hand factor is multiplied for different classes of equipment. Page 21. For distillation column, multiplies to 4, pump 4, and so on. Now, over the year, people improve upon this. This is the method we're going to use, Peter method. Improve overall factor land method. What is that? Let me show you, if you have your chapter 8, page 58. Chapter 8, page 58. There's a lovely diagram. You love it. No explanation required. It's due February 13. Page 59. I think your flow sheet sometimes, some of them are much better, prettier than yours. I'm going to pick a pretty one from your report to replace this one. Your flow sheet. Okay, let's look at total purchase equipment cost. Delivery costs, multiplied by 1.1. FCI, WCI, TCI. Now, look at page 60. You have this cost, material, utility, last semester. Here is the table. I'm going to show you chapter 7, page 23, table 7.9. How do you come up with this? That is what you need in your final project report. Now, go to chapter 7. You find total purchase equipment costs. I show you some table to follow. In our example, you want to choose solid fluid processing, fine. User adjusted value, calculated cost. So, purchase equipment cost, suppose this is 1473372. I copied it. This is chapter 8, right? You go along here, delivery, purchase equipment cost. So, you multiply the two, you get delivery cost. And then, solid fluid processing. This is recommended percentage for the whole plant. When you do mono retrofit, you can adjust this, user adjust the value, installation. Installation, okay? So, installation. Got installation, instrumentation, installation, okay? Suppose piping. You can adjust this value, suppose I use 50. Piping instrumentation 26, I'll use 20. This is page 60, chapter 8, figure 8.24. Piping 31, suppose I use you can also consider this food processing. Solid is tiny, only siloxane, right? Suppose I use this column, not that column. Okay? So, what they say essentially is this process requires less control instrumentation. Piping 68, 35 is sufficient. Electrical 11, I use 20. Okay? Now, building, you don't need a 0. Yard improvement, you don't need a 0. Surface facility, you don't need a 0. There's a user adjusted percentage. Okay? And then engineering supervision, 33% on your 30. Construction, 41 on you 15. Legal expenses, 0. Contractor's fee, 35. Contingency, 35. Okay? Now, go to the next page. Total fixed capital investment, sum 335. Now, FCI plus WCI, okay, that is TCI. So, WCI equal 15% of FCI plus WCI. WCI equal 15%. FCI is 335%. WCI. This gives you WCI 59%. Total 394. Now I get back to this table. That is your total capital investment. Where does this percentage come from? This is recommended by Peter Timmerhouse. After you choose the base case, you be flexible. You are doing retrofit, you don't need this. What is total direct print cost, indirect cost? That is FCI. Right? And 394. That is 394. That's how we did it. Okay? I'll explain others on Monday. That's it.
I just